experience this week.
We did.
We got to see a Zoom wedding.
That...
Our friend got married during the pandemic, and so everything had to be done on Zoom. I think there were probably...
I think this is a new to us experience more so than a new experience because everybody out there has probably already been on like multiple Zoom things.
I don't know.
A Zoom party,
I haven't...
a Zoom DJ party, a Zoom Friday happy hour party.
Before. I've done Zoom meetings before.
Right, and then you have the Zoom work stuff, the
right.
meetings and blah, blah, blah.
But never had I done a wedding. I have watched an online wedding that was streamed from Vegas.
I think I'm going a little crazy with the lights here.
What's wrong?
It's not on.
I said that earlier, and you said you didn't want it on.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Go back and watch the thing. It'll be there.
I did not.
Go back.
I did not speak about that light at all because
Aaron,
I did
the
not.
light's not on.
I didn't hear you.
I know.
No, I didn't.
Okay, go back and watch.
Look, man, I'm trying to tell you. Whatever you said, I was not responding to that because I did not know that.
So you're saying you don't listen to me when I speak?
Most of the times, no. I'm not listening right now.
Anyway, it was really cool to be able to be a part of her wedding. And it was really cool to see how many people from all over the world were a part of it. And when I asked her later...
Is that really a part of it?
I mean, we could interact with
It's
her.
like voyeurism. It's like looking through the window at a
We
wedding.
could talk to them.
No, but it's still like looking through the window at a wedding.
Well, what? You're not really a part of it.
Standing at the church like this.
You're not really a part of it when you're sitting in a pew or on a chair either.
I agree.
You're just watching.
I agree.
So
why does anybody go?
To show how much you love your friends.
That's why you go? I thought it was for the free food and drink. Open bar.
My gosh, my brother's reception was the best one ever.
Did you get open bar at this Zoom wedding?
I did. I had a bottle.
You did not get open bar.
I had a big fifth of mezcal sitting right in front of me.
Cinco de Mayo, people.
Yeah, she got married.
Are we in the place where Cinco de Mayo is actually a thing?
We are in Puebla, Mexico.
And what happened in Puebla, Mexico, and Cinco de Mayo this year in 2020?
This year?
2020?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
They had to cancel the parade. They canceled the celebration.
Which is a smart thing.
Yeah. I was really sad because when we were gonna move here last year, I was like, yes, I'm gonna be in the home of Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna see how they really celebrate it, and then I celebrated the same way I always do.
Self-quarantine with a mask.
I celebrated the same way I always do. Some AB Quintanilla and some food.
I think you need to do better.
I actually had
had
different music as well, but I started out with the boom boom and then I moved to the other stuff.
I mean, that album is so old.
I don't care.
No, I'm saying it's time to move on. It's time to... Where is the reggaeton?
I had some Ozuna. I had some Luis, what's his name? I had...
What's his
Yeah, I like him. Hold on.
Luis, ¿cómo se llama?
Oh, hold on.
Oh God, we don't need you to find it.
It's right here.
I'm telling you, you just...
Luis Fonsi.
I think Fonzie, like...
Fonsi.
Hey, really?
And then Don Omar and Cabasa.
Don Omar.
And
okay, Don Omar is reggaeton.
I had some.
You know he's also in Fast and Furious.
No.
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that.
He's starting in the second one. He's not in the first one.
I had Nadi Natasha. I really like her.
And Italia?
I really like that.
Did you go back to the 80s and break out the Gloria Estefan?
No, but I do love her too. I had some Demi Lovato.
Some Elvis Crespo. Oh.
What does La Culpa mean?
La Culpa. No sé.
Should me La Culpa.
I don't know. I bet Google knows.
I bet you it does too, but I'm not gonna ask it today.
So what else you got? So you enjoyed the wedding.
I
right?
did. It was really neat. I asked her later if her in-laws were part of the Zoom because I could hear people speaking Polish, and she said no, that they actually had two separate computers, one with the Hangouts people and one with the Zoom people. But there were guests from all over the world, which was really neat. And I think the coolest part for me was that she actually did part of her vows in Polish. And
I'm not a wedding guy.
the officiant, that's what you call him, because he's not a minister.
Yeah, that guy.
He did part of this sermon, or the ceremony, not a sermon, he didn't do a sermon. He did part of the ceremony in Polish because he's fluent. So I think that was really cool how they put both of the cultures and both of the languages into something that was so...
Okay.
I was sad that I wasn't there physically, but...
Why? You got all the best parts and none of the worst parts.
I know I could sit here in my yoga pants. I didn't have to pretend I liked other people.
Didn't have to get dressed up, didn't have to get in a car, didn't have to go anywhere. It's like an introvert's dream.
It really is.
You got to see
But I'm an extrovert.
See the wedding without having to go to the wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing they could have done maybe better was light it for video better and like have a better camera setup or multiple camera setups.
Yeah.
So you could see. Like,
Well, I don't know. They had cameras, like several different cameras placed, so I don't know what the video will look like.
but that would have been for recording video,
Right.
not for streaming.
I know that they had like a camera on the arch because at one point somebody said, "Oh, we need to get a different angle of this," and she's like, "Oh, but there's a camera right there," and pointed up. I was like, "All right."
Yeah, but that doesn't do you any good.
No.
If you can't switch it, it would be. I was thinking about this, of course, when we're doing the meeting last week. Everybody is now becoming a kind of amateur cameraman,
Yeah.
and
Except for me, I don't have to do that.
just the idea of, lighting and, just for me to sit in front of I think I was just in front of my phone.
Yeah.
And, you're still thinking about, how to light it and what's behind you and, you're taking all these considerations and for a wedding type thing, it's like that's going to now probably be a service that people are going to have to think about because not everybody can go to special events, weddings,
Right.
and all that kind of stuff that happen inside of families and friends' lives. It makes
Right.
sense to create a thing like when you get the venue, you also get fast internet with your booking because now the photographer or videographer or the online streaming person, maybe that's a whole nother job now,
Yep.
is now going to bring their setup to
Well,
capture.
Vegas has that. Vegas has the online streaming person. They have that whole setup because when the two teachers that we taught with in Benxi got married, I watched their wedding from China, and they were in Vegas, and I watched the live stream, and the chapel that was part of their service.
But you're saying that the person works for the chapel.
Yep, the person works
And
for
they
the venue.
have
yeah.
their own internet at
Yep.
the chapels.
Yep.
Okay, now imagine that you rent out a banquet hall for your space, or you have it at a church or
Yep.
whatever. Now you need to bring in that person
Yep.
along with your photographer
Or you
to
have that person.
stream your stuff out
Right.
to the people, and maybe they're set up in a way that they can see and hear, because now you're talking about sound and video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole ceremony and pumping, wired up for sound and wireless microphones and.
Here's what I don't
You're
understand.
talking about literal production.
what I didn't understand. So
everybody gets a TV wedding.
On the Zoom call, there were probably 15, 20 people. And in the beginning, Keegan and I were the only ones that had our microphones muted. So you could hear all the talking and all the chattering and all the feedback because of all the microphones, and the two computers were near each other, so it's even worse. And so I just sent a little chat message, please mute your microphones. So within the next, 5 or 6 minutes, almost everyone on our Zoom meeting had muted their microphone. I think only 2 or 3 people had not. But apparently on the other computer, the Google one, nobody had their microphones muted, and we could hear it during the whole wedding. And our friend was saying it was really distracting because they were so loud. And I'm just thinking, why didn't you turn off the sound? But it's not like she could say, hold on a minute, I have to go over here and turn off the sound.
You gotta have that guy, man. You gotta have a guy. The guy in the van.
The guy in the van.
For you Marvel people out there.
Oh my God.
Guy in the van. You gotta have the guy in the van. You gotta have the technician guy that's gonna run around and fix that kind of stuff. On the fly. But it's kind of true, though. We're kind of getting there. We're getting to the point where,
I think venues should start having their own person. Like venues offer so many different services.
Yeah, I mean they could charge for it, and they could have their own site that people could log into.
Yeah.
And then they could just sit down and log in, kind of like Zoom or better, but log in and you can arrange for a room that's like literal room, like 50 people or less, or between up to 100 people can all log in at the same time and see it, and then they can also be a part of the what's that thing called, the reception, kind of thing, and cameras everywhere, and everybody can hear the music, and they can be dancing at home or whatever, and people can walk up to the things and talk to people, and I'm telling you, it's just or you make it real psycho, and you get really good access, and everybody can access it from their phones.
Yeah.
And then you could be on the dance floor, and everybody can have their phones, and they could actually literally be talking to people.
Yeah. It was a really neat experience, but because of that experience, now there are a whole bunch of ideas now. I'm like, why couldn't they do this, and why couldn't you? But
it'll grow.
Yeah, I can see that part of the wedding industry just exploding. Something that I thought was really brilliant, the person that made the wedding cake just made a small wedding cake, but then they did individual cupcakes and then wrapped them so that the people at the wedding, because of course social distancing, they could just take it and not have to take it home or whatever. So that was really smart.
You have to do the finger thing now. If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can definitely hit us up at I'm pointing to our Patreon information that's down there somewhere. I think it's patreon.com/thetravelingfars. Patreon. We want money. All right. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever good podcasts are sold. You can find us on the Instagram and the Twitters at Traveling Farrs. The email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. Got all that?
Good.
Yeah, you did you do the thing?
I did it.
Did you feel like a young teenage boy?
I did not feel like a young teenage boy.
That's it. That's all I got, man. Okay. I got nothing else.
Great.
Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people. Bye, people. Bye, people.
Peace!
I even tried to do his hand, but I'm not good at that.
You can always just...
The happy cat.